Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvalda here and welcome to yet another chest review. Today we're reviewing the offer that is going to be the anniversary Reforge package, and since I have seen in the comments of my videos that there are a lot of guys who are willing to put money in this game, and don't get me wrong, that's a good thing because the game needs money in order to stay alive, and I really appreciate for everybody that spends money on this game because you are keeping the game alive for all of us. But right now we're going to take a look at the offer that is up right now in the shop, the gear package, and we will be taking a look at it in terms of if it is worth your money or it is not worth your money. Because when it comes to real money and when it comes to loot boxes, that is a very sensible problem that I have myself a problem with personally. But I'll do my best to give a fair opinion considering the amount of money it's going to cost and the rewards it's going to yield. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel in order to not miss on future updates. And if you have a question, feel free to comment down below, but please be specific in your question because it is very easy for me to answer to your comment, but a further reply to your other reply to that comment will be harder to do since YouTube doesn't have a proper menu for that. With all that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so this is the second time recording it because I came to find out that you stand too close to the microphone and you constantly breathe air into it. It's going to sound like total crap. So, for the second time today, we are going to go over the Gear Reforge package. First of all, it is in my country around $20. It might be a different price in your country and you might have a different economy than mine, so you should keep that in mind. You should ask yourself how important is $20 and how hard it is to get first of all. And after you have answered this question, let's get into the chances actually. So the chances are the following: you have a 1% chance to get 500 reforges, 2% chance to get 250 reforges, 3% chance to get 150 reforges, a 6% chance to get 100 reforges, an 8% chance to get 80 reforges, and an 80% chance to get 60 reforges. So what can we get from this? First of all, that 500 reforges is going to be very clickbaity, let's say, and also the 250 reforges. Like, if you were to get from this chest 250 reforges, it would be worth it, and if you would get 500 reforges, it would be extremely worth it. But the problem is, you most likely will not. And keep in mind that this is much worse than when talking about platinum chest chances, because when you have, for example, the platinum chest, a chest that I most definitely don't recommend you buy because it has very low chances, but with that you're going to be able to buy more of those chests. With this chest you're going to get only one chance to get those chances, so you can't like buy 20 and hope that you hit that 1% or 2% chance. No, you got only one shot, and you are most likely to be disappointed. Like, I would go as far as to say, think about this. In my opinion, it's not even worth it to get 150 reforges. So 97% of the people that are going to buy this chest are going to be disappointed. But I'll go into that more in depth. So, as we have established, the price of this is going to be $20. If we go back into the shop, we got a hell of a deal, which is a package that you can buy for half the price that the other one is. Yet again, I don't recommend you buy this package. If you want to buy it, go ahead. I think it's a pretty fair one. If you don't, then don't. I haven't invested any money into this game. I'm free to play. But if you want to go ahead, you're supporting the game and you're keeping it alive for all of us. But with all that being said, we are going to look only at the gem side of this. You get 1,500 gems from this. The other rewards are good as well. You get 200,000 credits, which is not a pushover if you use them right, but we are going to focus on those gems. You are going to get, for the half the price of that chest, you're going to get 1,500 gems. Now going back into the shop, skipping past this, we got the gear resources chest. So with the amount of gems that you get from a hell of a deal, that again is half the price of the Reforge bundle that we're talking about, you are going to be able to open 6 of these. And 6 of these are going to be able to give you 36 reforges. And on top of that, they are going to be able to give you lots of gear materials. Yet again, this is not the most, this is not even the most optimal way to farm gear materials and reforges in this game. But we are going to take this into consideration since it's easy to calculate, since it's straight up diamonds. So For half the price of that chest, you are going to get 36 reforges, and if you are to pay, in theory, that amount of money, for getting two hell of a deals. You can't get two hell of a deals, they might refresh at some point, but once you get it, I think it goes on a cooldown or it goes away forever. But the most important fact is that we are going to only theoretically speak through the value of this. So this is half the price of the other chest that we talked about, the gear reforge package, and is going to give you that amount of gems, and on top of that some rewards that are pretty good to have. And with that amount you are going to get almost half the reforges that you're going to get from the lowest chance on this, which is pretty much what you're always gonna get since it's a goddamn 80%. You are going to get more than half. You're going to get 36 reforges for half the price. So if you are in theory to pay the full price to get two hell of a deals and then buy 12 of those chests, you will get more reforges than you will most likely get from this in most scenarios. And keep in mind, by doing that is going to be a 100% chance to get what you are going to buy. It's not chance based, it's simply straight up numbers. While if you go for this, it's going to be chance based. Of course you have a chance to get higher results, but most of the times you'll get the lower one results, especially because you can do only one opening, and if you want to do another you'll have to pay yet again. And not to even mention that if you are to do what I said, again, I don't advise to do this or not to do this. I'm just giving an example in order to compare the two of them. So if you were to buy this for half the price and then get with all the gems that you get from here, this chest, you are going to get more than worth of half the price of this, much more. And this is only taking into account the gears, and yet again, first of all, from hell of a deal you get other stuff, and when opening this one on top of the reforges, you'll also get a lot of materials. Again, this is not even the most optimal to get way in the game to get reforges and gear materials. There are much better way to get them, but I'm doing this only for the sake of the comparison. So this is not even a very good way to get reforges and gear materials in the game, but yet through my comparison and through my analysis, this is much better than this. Because of the fact that, first of all, you know what you're getting, it's not chance based. Second of all, even if you don't buy the hell of a deal, I said you buy this only for the sake of comparison. If you were to buy with the gems in the game, you'd get straight turn chances, and you also have that option. You can buy it with gems in the game, or you can buy your gems and then buy it. You have the option to be free to play, or you can pay in order to boost your progress. While this is going to be available only with the money and is going to have some horrendous chances. And those very high chances at the top are put in order to make you buy this chest, and at the same time are put there in order to make you buy more after you fail to buy one. So you'll buy one, you'll buy another, and you'll buy yet another, and you'll keep getting frustrated. Now, let's talk about how much you can progress into a game with the average amount of resources that you can get from over here. So, for $20, you are going to get most of the time 60 reforges. Do you know how many reforges you need to max out a character? So, for those of you who don't know, though you most likely know if you click this video, but reforges are used in order to swap the bonuses on the gears of a character. In order to max out the character, and by max out I mean get the desirable bonuses on the gears, you are going to spend around 200 reforges if you get a little bit lucky. So let's say 200 to 150 on average. So considering the chances of those chests, even if you are going to hit, let's say 2 times the 6% chance to get 100 reforges and 1 time to get the 60 reforges, you'll barely have enough to get a character maxed out in terms of rerolling their gears, and this is considering you get lucky on the reroll and you get lucky on this. Yes, of course, you need to get lucky on a lot of things nowadays. And this is going to cost, if you were to get, let's say, average luck with this, even though I presented a rather optimistic option, if you were to get average luck with this, you will need to spend around $60 in order to max a character in terms of rerolling their gears. But the character, in order to be maxed, needs a lot of credits to max out their abilities and to reroll their talents. It needs a lot of materials in order to upgrade their gears. So if you spend $60, you are going to be able to upgrade a character to 33% of their maximum potential for $60. So I'll let you be the judge of it. Again, the prices might vary depending on the country that you are in, but for me this is most definitely not worth it, and I don't like the system of loot boxes because it is very unfair to the buyer, and it is very unfair to simply sell a gambling machine with real money. If this chest was in the game with gems, I would be like, well, that's okay. It's okay, even if it's extremely unfair, it's okay because it's going to take away the gems that you made in the game. Those gems can be made back. The real money need to be made back much harder, and it is so much unfair because you can't access this with gems, you can access it only with rare money, and it's not a good offer, and it's a clickbaity offer, and it's an offer that is going to not pay off for you. And also keep in mind that I don't come with this into this with a very biased opinion. I very much like this game. My whole content on this channel is based on this game, and it would be good for me for this game to make good money and be up there for a long time. But the problem is that this is not the way to do it. This is not the way to make money off of the players, and this is simply scamming, and I honestly suggest you do not buy this chest. Yet again, I really appreciate people who invest money in this game because they are keeping the game alive for all of us, but if you are to invest money, there are much better deals out there in the shop that you can buy, and this chest is most definitely not one of them. As I have said, I don't necessarily say you should buy the hell of a deal, but in terms of what you are going to get from it, it is a much better deal, like let's say 5 times better deal than what you're going to get from this. And it's simply sad that this comes as an anniversary package, and we are celebrating the 3 years of Injustice 2 Mobile with an unfair gambling loot box. Though let's be fair, they added the characters that we wanted in the arena, they gave us daily rewards, and now they put a loot box in the special offers, and this is hopefully not going to do much damage, and that's why I made this video, because the thing is with those things, the developers of this game and the people that are in charge of making this offer think of the short-term result. So yeah, the short-term result is that you might get some people to buy this and you're going to make money off of it, especially because it's a high price. But the problem is, most of the people, because of the unfair chances that you're going to give over here, are going to get frustrated with the results, are not going to spend any money in the game in the future, and might even quit the game. And on the short run, this chest might do amazing for you. It might give you a lot of money as a developer and as a company. But on the long run, this is something that will drive away players from the game, sadly, and it is a very unfair thing to put up. And I personally really don't like the system of the loot boxes. This is how mobile games nowadays make their money. And just to put it out there as a comparison, like for $20 you could get a full game on Steam that is, let's say, on sale, or it's a little bit old. You can even get GTA 5 if it's on sale on Steam. And for this price, you're not going to be able to even max out one of the characters in the game, and there are a lot of characters in the game. So overall, this is a very bad deal in my opinion. I hope I made this video soon enough to inform you all guys, so you don't buy it. Yet again, I have no problem with people who spend money on the game. I really appreciate them, they keep the game alive, but this is not a way to keep the game alive. NetherRealms need to come up with much better offers in order for their player base to support them. This was all for this one. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, but as I have said in the beginning too, make sure to be specific with your questions, because I will 100% answer your comment the first time, but if it needs a chain of replies, I'm not very likely to do so because YouTube does not allow a menu, and I'm getting so many comments nowadays that if I was to go through each comment to reply multiple times, I wouldn't have time to make videos. With all that being said, thank you for watching again. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it, and I'll see you in the next one.